Hi, lovelies, and not so lovelies. You know who you are. Um, Mr. Sheffield here with another update. I've got so much stuff to talk about today that I've actually had to write it all down on my little booklet here. So, super exciting week has happened. Firstly, for me, my little nephew was born on Saturday. He's called Fraser. He is very small. So I'm now an uncle for a second time. This is my niece over here. This is Eliza. But now I've got another one. So fantastic news there. Um, in terms of your work, though, I've been looking at the blog and things like that, and replying to all your two emails, which has been absolutely brilliant. I'm going to mention a couple of people who have put some really good stuff on the blog. So firstly, Jessa Toby, really amazing Viking work that you put on the blog. I really enjoyed reading all the information that you'd found out about the Vikings. That will come in really handy for something I'm going to talk about later. Orson has been making some sick beats with his to make music app. I can't remember which app it is actually off the top of my head. But he is definitely a DJ Supreme, and he has been sharing those sick beats with everyone else on the blog, which is awesome. I've loved it. Louis has been incredibly enthusiastic. He's been posting all sorts of stuff on the blog, so check it out. Leave a comment, ask him some questions. He will be more than happy to answer all of those things. I was really interested to see David's post about the size of his sunflower. Since it's only been two or 3 weeks, and his sunflower is about this big already. It's amazing. So make sure you check that out. Give him a couple of questions about where he's been keeping his sunflower, because I need to know that. I mean, I've got some plants here, but I am terrible at keeping plants. You guys who have been in my class know I am very good at killing plants. And Theo posted a really interesting post about the Anthony Horowitz, Alex Rider live stream that was going on. And if you missed the live stream, he then recapped it in the post as well, which is really great. So if you are interested in Alex Rider or Anthony Horowitz, then go and check that post out on the blog as well. Now, we've also got some really important stuff. We've got a brand new dip and do sheet for you, a new 8 activities for you to do. So I'm just going to run through them. And if you've got any more questions, then you can obviously ask us to email, or you can put a question on the blog. All of the work that you do here on the dip and do sheet, you can absolutely, it would be amazing if you shared that on the blog, took a picture of what it was you were doing, or if you're doing some writing or typing, and copy and paste that and share it. And actually one of the activities is on Purple Mash, so you'll be able to share that really easily. So we've got some geography work to do. So geography this half term is all about the landscape and features of the world, and so we'd like you to make a model of a continent, and this is going to be something you can make out of paper mache, you can make it out of plasticine or salt dough like Play-Doh. You could even just make it out of bits of cardboard and stick them up and layer them up. But we'd like you to think about the shape of your continent. Firstly, the actual physical shape of the continent, and then think about the height of different areas of that continent. So for example, America, I know a lot of us looked at the Native Americans last year. We looked at the plains, we looked at where the mountains were and why different tribes settled in certain areas. So think about how you might represent mountains or lakes or rivers, all those kind of things. In literacy, we would like you to write a book review. Now, book reviews are generally quite difficult things to do because everyone has their own personal tastes, and it's very difficult to kind of get that across. So what we would like you to do is think about the characters in the book, think about the type of book it is. Is it a fantasy book? Is it an adventure? Maybe talk about some of the favorite things that happen in the book. Why did you like it? What are some bits that you didn't like about it? You know, we do a lot of book talk in school, and it is absolutely fine to not like certain aspects of a book. So please think about all of those things that are around the book. Why did you even choose it? Would you recommend this to someone else? Why would you do that? But in addition to this, there's actually a website called Letterpress, and they're inviting people to send their reviews in to be published online. So if you feel that, yeah, I'm really happy with my review, go and look at Letterpress. There's a link in the dip and do sheet that you can follow and send your book review off to them. It would be really great if those made an appearance. We've got some design technology, and what we would like you to do is to build a tower. Now, this tower has to be capable of supporting the weight of a tennis ball on top. So if you've got a tennis ball, great. If not, use a apple, something like that. But you can make your tower out of anything you would like. Try and make it as tall as possible. You've really got to think about how you're going to build the base. I mean, you can make a really tall tower nice and easily, but it's going to be really unstable, especially when you get that weight on top. So think about the materials you're going to use. You could use newspaper. You could use what I've got here. I've got some cocktail sticks. You could use magazines. You could use clothes. You could use, I'm looking around my room, boxes, cardboard, guitars. Don't use guitars. Anything you can find. Okay. Once you've done it, take a picture, share it on the blog, show everyone else how tall your tower is. See if we can get a bit of a competition going, maybe. Right, in art, we looked a little bit last year when we were looking at David Hockney about layering things up and creating different colours for different areas. So not necessarily having green trees. You might have purple trees, or you might have blue fields or something like that. So when you're creating your landscape, there's a couple of examples on the dip and do sheet. Think about firstly building up from the bottom. So start at the bottom of your sheet and then work up. Maybe I'm going to build a hill here and a hill here, and maybe there's going to be a tree here. Maybe there'll be a house up in the distance. Think about how you're going to build your landscape up bit by bit. Once you've done that, colour it whatever colour you feel like. If you want to have an orange tree, go for it. If you want to have a purple flower, go for it. If you want to have a black hill, go for it. Okay, be creative. It's up to you. Okay, another design technology task. We would like you to do some cooking. I know I absolutely adore cooking. Sometimes though, I cook things that aren't quite as healthy as they should be. So we would like you to find a recipe online and either replace or add some healthy ingredients to it. So if you find a chocolate brownie recipe, maybe instead of using so much chocolate, you might add some raisins. Okay, so think about how you're going to edit your recipe to make it slightly healthier. In science, there's a link on the dip and do sheet to follow, and it talks about some static electricity experiments for you to be able to perform at home. And what we'd like you to do is perform all of these experiments and tell us about it. So you can record maybe some results. You could maybe video yourself performing the experiment. That would be quite cool. Talk about how you're going to set this experiment up. What did you find out? There are some materials that do conduct static electricity a lot more than others. And if you have ever gone to the Muga, you will know static electricity is a real thing, because I get shocked all of the time when I go on the Muga. Right, in maths, we would like you to have a look at some prime numbers. So prime numbers are numbers which are only divisible by 1 and itself. So for example, 7 is a prime number because 7 is only in the 1 times table and the 7 times table. You won't find 7 in the 2 times table, or the 3 times table, or the 4 times table, or the 5 times table, or the 6 times table, but you will find it in the 1 and the 7. So I'd like you to think about try and find as many prime numbers as possible. Now, one thing that you might find useful is to draw yourself a 100 square, like we've used in school, where it has the numbers 1 all the way down to 100, and you might go, right, number 2, is that in the, yeah, okay, number 3, number 4, that's in the 2 times table, so that's not a prime number. Number 6, well, that's in the 2 and it's in the 3 times table, so that's not a prime number, and so on and so on. So think about how many prime numbers you can find between 1 and 100. If you really, really want to challenge yourself, carry on going. See how big a prime number you can find on your own. Right, last one. Is some history. Now, we've done loads of stuff on the Vikings, and I think it would be really, really cool if you created a quiz for other people to do. So on Purple Mash, I know that Rio Grande, we've tried this a little bit already in our lessons. We've got 2 quiz, and I can show you that online. I can send you an email link to go to 2 quiz, but you can find it under tools and 2 quiz. And I would like you to create a Viking quiz about any kind of area of Vikings you would like. You can make it a general Viking thing. You can make it a Viking food quiz. You can make it a Viking gods quiz. Any kind of quiz you would like. Really test your knowledge. Think about, oh, I wonder if anyone else learnt this about the Vikings. And then ask that question. And once you've created your quiz, you can then share that on the blog, just like all of these other dip and do activities. You can share that on the blog, and other people will be able to have a go at your quiz to see how well they did. Now, I've got to the bottom of my list. It's a very long update video. I'm very sorry for that, but I really hope you guys are okay. Stay safe, and I'm really super looking forward to seeing all the amazing stuff that you guys get done on the blog. Okay, this is me signing off. Have a good day.